Here we are with Inspector Gadget, Gadget's Crazy Maze. A somewhat inexplicable game for the PlayStation 1, which came out in 2001. Which, I mean, we were in PlayStation, well, only just into PlayStation 2 era, so I guess this would have been a budget release at the time. I think if there weren't PlayStation buttons on the screen, I think you'd have a hard time believing this was the PlayStation 1. You'll see what I mean in a minute. I've had a hard time trying to find any sort of information about this game, which is kind of hilarious because I played this at the time. Let's just jump straight in single player. I don't think I need to do training mode. Yes, there's kind of little FMV clips, which I'm guessing are based on the cartoon. As this came out in 2001, I'm not sure if this was based on a cartoon that was running at the time, but Deke Entertainment were big in sort of animation generally. So I'm going to guess it's a tie-in for that. It's very difficult to find information based on the fact that the Wikipedia page for this game is about 2.5 lines long currently. Here we go. PlayStation 1 game. So, it's effectively a match puzzler. So my job here is to push gemmas that match together, collect the coins. That's kind of your gameplay loop, if you like. And you have these guys wandering around, generally being annoying. And then you collect more coins and you continue on your way. Yeah, so I think this game kind of looks like a SNES game to me. Got a key, so I can open that door. Right, so if I remember rightly, what I want to do is drop that there, drop that there, and then use that down here. Yeah, it kind of looks like a SNES game. It almost looks like Zombies Ate My Neighbors or something like that, but I mean, for a budget release, it's hard to complain, and it's a puzzler, so you know you don't need massive amounts of great graphics. But I don't know whether these are 3D models, or whether they look like sort of sprites or very basic 3D models. But yeah, it was a very strange game to play at the time because you know you were seeing the likes of Jak and Daxter and all sorts of much better looking games, so that even when the budget games came out, you kind of felt, wow, this looks like a 16-bit game, really. But hey, the puzzling is also pretty simple. I think my biggest gripe with this game is that it is absolutely a trial and error game. It happens that I've played this before, so I sort of know what I'm getting myself into. But I mean, let's. I don't know how I'm going to demonstrate this, but it is exactly trial and error. There is, in most cases, there's only one solution to any of these puzzles. If you get the wrong solution, you have to hit start and retry. Which also, that menu looks like an Amiga. Oh crap, that was the hammer. Yes, so that's the other power-up you get, is that you can use the hammer to bonk these guys in the head. Unfortunately, all you can do is knock them out. You can't actually take them out entirely. And you can't have a hammer and a key. Sort of irritating. There's also abilities, I think, later on to unlock doors to rooms that you can't complete because you've unlocked them in the wrong order. Which, just feels cheap to me. The puzzles aren't particularly complicated. It's just when you're chaining things together like that, it feels like you're designing them in such a way that you have to solve them in the way they intended them, as opposed to, figuring it out for yourself. I think puzzle games have probably gotten better over the years as well, in that puzzles that only had one solution were perfectly acceptable back then. But with games like The Witness and sort of Super Hot, I guess, has the same sort of. There you go. That's what happens when you bump into them. Is a cartoon beat you to death. Of course, they don't beat you to death because it's a 3-rated game, but you sort of get what I mean. And there you go. And when you fail, you start again. And I've already I've already boned that up, but not quite. Oh god. It's very weird. It's very traditional in its ways. I mean, there's even a time limit at the top of the screen, which I think I just saw it do that. It will go up when you collect coins. So Although it only looks like you've got 2 minutes or 6 minutes to finish a level. You've got a lot longer. You can manage to get past these guys. Yeah, so I got 6 seconds there for solving that. Right, okay, we get another key. Also, you get Inspector Gadget music the entire time. Other nice thing, if you pick up another power up, it actually leaves you the one behind, which is quite nice. Yeah, I need you to get out of them. There we go, and that's, with that simple mistake, I've ruined the entire puzzle. And I have to restart the entire level. That's what bugs me about this game the most, is that, you know, it's not testing my ability, it's testing my patience. You just start creating a muscle memory of like, okay, I've got to push that one there and that one there. It's not really testing your puzzling ability. So what else can I remember about this game that I can tell you right off the bat? I can try and remember how many environments and levels there are. I remember this game not being very long, which is not very useful, especially in this day and age, because you know, you didn't have to pay 29 quid for it or 20 quid for it. I can't remember how much this was at the time. You probably get a copy of this on Amazon for a penny. I can even lock him in there. That's quite neat. No, I just pushed it through him. Well, never mind, that was a nice dream. There's something therapeutic about hitting these guys over the head. Alright, deal with this guy again. You also have lives, which, you know, feels very old school. Because lives in a puzzle game, really? Why can't you just keep going until you beat the puzzle? See, I'm guessing I could use the bin to actually lock them in there. Okay, so we know that blue one must go up there. And we know, take that one out there. Put that in there. Oops. So again, this is another one I could easily screw up. So let's enjoy that for a second. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull that one out. Push that one in there. Set myself up for one push. It's also not chess piece movement either, which is interesting because that's effectively what you're doing with these puzzles. Oh. Which makes it quite difficult because you can accidentally clip something. Just awkward. That one, and that one. Key. So although you start in this sort of housing environment, there are other environments to the game. I remember vividly there's a circus environment for some reason. There's a like a science base, which I assume is the Mad Laboratory or whatever that would be. Also, it shows you this cutscene every single time. Probably rightly. Don't really know what that's got to do with anything, other than that was the CG they could afford. Come on. Can't take that long to load in the sprites you need. Also, another fun fact for you. I think the soundtrack on this is actually Red Book Audio, so you can put the CD, the PlayStation 1 CD, in your CD player. Who has got a CD player at this point? I almost just screwed that up again. The other levels get much more labyrinthine. It will expect you to move gems from different rooms and expects a lot more out of you. This is fairly noddy, fairly easy stuff. That being said, I did just die at least twice on that first level, that second level even. What's that gem there for? the yellow ones. This game does lead you to just making awful assumptions, which usually turn out to be wrong. Ooh. Okay, I know where these go. There's 2 there and 2 there. Oh, see, there's 2 yellows there. What are they for? I have to get that gem out. Nice, I can lock that guy in. Push those together. So I actually can't move that over that hammer. Is it interesting? Oh, God, there you go. No, I don't want to do that. Oh. What have I done? Let's push that back up again. I'll push that to the middle. So that when I come down here, push that together like that. Oh, I don't want to screw this level up now, because I really don't want to have to play through the entire level again. That's your level progression, is you clear all the gems. That, you know, that's your end goal for everything. That's gonna make me watch that cutscene again. This awesome 2D background with no music. I mean, it's technically a loading screen. I don't know why I'm complaining about it. Oh. Okay. He's a slightly faster dude who will actually chase you. So yeah, the enemies get more difficult to fight. You can, I think, combine... Yeah, there you go. So you can combine 2 different colours. Quite interesting. Here's another puzzle that's expecting you to match not just 3. Go away! Go away, red-coated man! Ah, you bastard! Wait for it to load again. I am wondering if it's spending more time loading the audio for the level than it is the graphics or the puzzles. Oh, he's not going to leave me alone, is he? No, no! Ah! This is unfortunate. Okay, let's try again. I think the answer is I need to go get a hammer and hammer that guy in the face. So let's do that. Come on, come at me! Yeah. Use the bin to... Oh, no I'm not, because the controls are a nightmare. There you go. Now he's trapped in there. See, I didn't... There we go. That's that guy sorted. You also only get limited use of the hammer. Should have also mentioned that, as well as multiple hammers per level. You get 3? Yeah, there you go. Oh no. Maybe you don't then. Please do these teleports. Oh! Yes, there's the jetpacks. If you land on something that's not land though, you explode. Which is slightly unfortunate. But there are also levels that will expect you to fly those into areas that you couldn't walk into, which is quite interesting. Or at least, you know, it's not just this. There is slightly more to the game mechanics than this. Is that it? Well, how do I get in there? Oh, don't tell me that's where I just locked that guy. Yes, of course it is. Look, I've still got this hammer, so I can still hammer in the head. Oh, you do get him. Oh, it's not in here. Is this a jetpack dually then? Or have I missed another entrance somewhere? This might be a... Okay. Let's go down here and get this jetpack then. It gives you a decent chunk of time. And actually, in this case, it gives you a jetpack back, so you didn't get all the gems in the other areas. Then you could get back, but in my case, I have. Yep. All right. I'm also trying to remember how many levels per world there is. I was under the impression it was only 4 or 5, but maybe there's more. Also worth pointing out, the back of this box suggests a 2-player mode, but there's also a multi-tap mode, up to 8 players. What the hell that means? Ah, okay, so this is the rollerblade level. It's also very limited time, as you notice. Is that it? Oh no. The handy thing with the rocket boots is that you can hit X to cancel them. Same with the jetpack. You don't have to sit there and wait for the timeout. Oh, different CG. Again, 2001. So this is the last level of City World. But there's no real boss fights, it's just kind of more challenging puzzles. There you go. Do I remember how to do this? No, I don't. Kinda don't. That sound effect's great though. Oh, got a hammer, that's good. Do that. Yeah, so I've got 2 against the wall here, so I'm going to be able to do this. Restart. Also, I don't know how you'd know that was a restart icon unless you tried it. Just pointing that out. I'd forgotten about those sound effects. Real horrific. I'm trying to remember if you have to get all the gems in these levels or not. Go like that, go like that. I don't know how you would... Yeah, I don't know how you'd solve that one. Oh! Don't be sod. Come on. I consider myself a fan of puzzle games. What am I doing? Push that out. Yeah! Methodical this game is. You kind of have to think about what you're doing. Which is good for me, because I very rarely think about anything I do. What's that blue one there for? Oh, he's needed over there. Okay, this is me just being dense then. These puzzles aren't difficult. Two sets of 3. So I can mush 2 sets of 3 together. Get rid of that monster. No, don't fight me! Don't want to be fought. How many guys are on screen right now? Oh, Christ. Get out of it. Get out of it. I'd also like to point out that 2001 PlayStation 1 game, I'm playing with the D-pad. Because I'm too scared of what the analog controls, if there are any, would be like. Oh, I've run out of hammer as well, haven't I? Oh, God. Go on there. So this. It's... Oh, okay. I don't think I need to do anything on these levels. I think I just need to get the... Oh, this is bad. This is real bad. Yeah, okay, you just need to open the door. You don't have to worry about all those gems. So I lied when I said that all you gotta do is clear gems. Sometimes you have to open doors. It's like, how can we tell a story with 6 seconds of CG? Turns out like that. You've been rescued. Oh, you've been caught. And here's Circus World. That's why I remember it, because it's the second level. Oh dear. So that's, I don't think we need to see any more Inspector Gadget's Crazy Maze. Holy Christ. Yes, so, where even am I on this screen? Oh, I'm on the top right. That's a good sign, isn't it? Yeah. So as you can tell, it gets more complicated. And you can see, so up the top there, you can see that grey square with the red X on it. That means you can't move the block once it's been put on that that space. So again, it's just getting you to think about where you put your gems. It's not all about just, you know, mushing them together. Sometimes you have to do them in a specific place. Genius. I've already screwed that one up. Yeah, I still continue to play. I've got 2 row ones down there. Well, I'm done with Inspector Gadget. Yeah. This, oh, look at the clown guy hit with a hammer. Oh, look, it's the same animation. Yeah, it's... I have to imagine this is a low-budget release. It has got Ubisoft's name on it, which is interesting. But this was before Ubisoft was, you know, Mammoth Goliath video game publisher. This was probably before Splinter Cell. Yeah, they had Rayman, which was a massive success, and Rayman 2, I guess, was, yeah, PlayStation 1, so... was that PlayStation 2? It's PS2. I don't know anything about Ubisoft, that's what we've learned. But yeah, that's Inspector Gadget. I don't think I'd recommend it by today's standards. I think if you're looking for a puzzle game, you could do worse, but it's a tall order to get, you know, to play through the whole of this, even if it is only 2 or 3 hours long. But yeah, that's Inspector Gadget. I mean, I knew it was bad, but I don't remember how bad it was.